All right. I'm here with the legendary David Yurkofsky of David Yurkofsky, immigration attorney at law. David, it's great to see you. How you feeling?
John, it's great to see you as well. I'm feeling pretty well. It's Friday, and I hope to sneak out of the office a little early today and get on the red clay tennis at 4 p.m. You know, it's good to have a clear mind and to be in shape. It helps me work more efficiently. I know John is an amazing runner. He has runners in his family in super shape.
Thank you. My daughter is a runner at Villanova, and that's hard work. That's hard work. But let's talk about tennis. We're going to play on the red clay, which is, in my humble opinion, the best surface to play on. We are, sure, I'm looking at the camera. And next week is qualifying week at the U.S. Open. We haven't even talked about that. We might have to.
And there's something else going on at Forest Hills, I think.
Yeah, there's some tournament with I know Kyrgios is going to be there.
Sissy Pass, yeah.
Yeah. So we gotta check that out.
When is that? Do you know? Is that this weekend?
I think it might even be this weekend. I've been getting social media ads.
Well, maybe we can go on Sunday. I have to go out to meet clients at the Miami office on Tuesday.
Okay.
I'll be gone for a bit. And then I didn't tell you, but I'm going to visit our clients in San Francisco.
Awesome.
I'm going to visit our clients in Tokyo and Osaka, Japan.
Awesome.
And a client who we just did an actually O1 visa for him as an expert in adventure travel.
Wow.
In Thailand.
Wow.
That'll be the month of November.
Okay. Coming up. Awesome. Speaking of...
Well, the EB-3s continue to go smoothly, and I'm available to sign whatever needs to be signed using DocuSign.
That's right. That's the way.
So,
speaking of November, David, I heard there's an election this year.
Really? What kind of election?
It's every 4 years. So, we've been getting this question. People are wondering, if Trump wins, is the EB-3 program going to be okay? If Harris wins, like what? But just generally, what are your thoughts?
Well, if Trump, after all he's been through with the law cases and the assassination attempt, suddenly has a medical issue and he drops out and it's completely a different person who runs and winds up winning. If Harris dies because she laughed so hard she had a heart attack, a laughing attack, and it's a completely different person, honestly, I don't think it matters who is president as far as the EB-3. I don't think it matters even a little, because these bureaucracies are so large. These are the last of their problems. As far as their constituents, no one's saying, remember, we gave you money, you better take care of that EB-3. They're worried about oil pipelines and Boeing contracts for $1 trillion military stuff. Like, this is not, I don't think this is on their radar, John, but I do think USCIS is slowly catching up technologically with the private sector, although, that their adjudicators are also getting younger, I think. I don't know if that makes it faster or slower, but I think it probably makes it faster because the TikTok generation is now deciding cases. They tend to do things, I think, faster. I could be wrong. They're not as detail-oriented. So that could cause more mistakes. I don't know. But then you have technology that can pick up on mistakes. So, if there's something missing, something will pop up on their screen. You didn't do this, because they have their checklists. And a lot of that's automated. So honestly, I think with technology, it should improve. And of course, there was some good news. You might want to tell everybody about this. Did they hire some more adjudicators? So instead of taking 6 months to get that prevailing wage for the perm case, for the EB-3, We might be getting those faster.
Well, so that was my LinkedIn post. I did a review of the budget at the OFLC, which is the part of the Department of Labor that handles these labor certifications and prevailing wage requests. They received an almost 50% boost in funding for 2024.
Did you say a 50% boost in funding?
50, correct.
Now, is that salaries, or is that to buy equipment or to hire more people, or
total funding? So they hired more people, and they have money for technology, improved technology.
See, this is excellent news. Then,
well,
as it could,
excellent news. The problem is that the processing times have not changed yet, and we're in August, almost September of 2024. So,
well, these things, when it comes to the government, without trying to sound whatever nasty, whatever, anything that you could implement, that you and I can implement and change in an hour, everything's with committees and bureaucracy. So you got to figure 6 months to a year before you notice anything.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for that. I guess I'm an impatient person by nature, and so that's promising. That's certainly promising, though. Looking forward, and
that's why employers need to notify us if they want to do a second wave of perms for their workers, for their franchises. They should tell us now. No one's going to force them to use the prevailing wage, but every 3 to 6 months, they should ask us to file new prevailing wages if they anticipate that they're going to be hiring.
Right. And that's, absolutely.
That could save 3 to 6 months time in processing.
Yep. That's significant. Yeah. It's interesting going back, the EB-3 processing times for the perm and the prevailing wage were actually faster under the Trump administration than under Biden.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard that right.
True.
It's impossible.
So a lot of, so many people are worried about a Trump presidency, but really the problem during Trump was COVID, and it was really out of his control. It was the embassies that had to shut down because, they said, don't come into work. We're shutting down. So, I think
that was a disaster in every way, the way they shut down.
I agree.
I just saw that a grandmother who opened a coffee shop during COVID, she was like, I don't want my employees to sit around. People don't have to come to my coffee shop. It's their choice. If they're afraid, they shouldn't. But I'm opening my coffee shop. This was in Minnesota. Where is that guy, Vance, the governor? Is it Vance, the guy who's running? Not Vance. Who's the new guy? Who's
Waltz?
Waltz. Sorry, I get them confused. Waltz. Apparently, their administration, strip clubs were open, liquor stores were open, large department stores were open. This grandmother opened her coffee shop, and she spent 90 days and nights in jail.
Yeah. I'm a laissez-faire person like you.
Yeah, I mean, nobody forces you if you're afraid you're going to get cold. I was at a concert last night, and a friend of mine is immunocompromised. She put on a mask at the concert. It's her choice, but they didn't cancel the concert.
Right. Yeah. So
very sad.
That was a tough time, but so the moral of the story is, don't worry, be happy. Whoever gets elected, we don't see.
No, I think it's, and you look at the stock market, despite all the negative news, it's interesting. The government is so big and so powerful, and so many trillions of dollars are in play. As long as our leaders don't completely screw things up, I hate to talk like that, should not affect immigration at all. It affects things a little on the political level, as to how many asylees they let in through the border, or how many people are deported. And yet, all that stuff, remember during Trump, it was so, the way he speaks, it's so ridiculous. They're letting in the insane people from the insane asylums. I don't know where he gets this stuff from. But the thing that is so amazing is that there were more deportations under the progressive star of the entire world, who everyone loved, Barack Obama. Apparently, the clear statistics show there was much more deportations under him. So Trump had a big bark, but a less of a bite. Obama had no bite. Sorry, Obama had no bark, but he was like acting like Mr. Nice Guy. Meanwhile, he was deporting like twice as many people than George W. Bush deported. So you can't go by who's elected. We don't have to worry about that. And I am optimistic, because when push comes to shove, as long as the government employees do their job, if they're well funded, they hire more people, there's no reason for this to take longer.
I agree. Yeah, the EB-3 is such a critical part, especially now with we have a declining birth rate in this country. Employers are just seeing fewer and fewer people apply for the positions, and so the EB-3 becomes more important in times like this. When there are plenty of workers, it becomes less important. So,
and I'm still hopeful, no matter who's elected, even if it's Trump. He even said, "Going to finish that wall, and then we'll talk about what to do with all the people here." Because when push comes to shove, he's a businessman. I see these guys working at our building here from China, India. None of them, I tried communicating with some of them. I have a hunch, I could be wrong, that most of the guys doing the bricks on our building in New York City are undocumented workers. And if you could get those people documented, pay a $5,000 fine, and be able to get in line and get a temporary permission to work while they're doing an EB-3 or some new category like they had before 9/11 under Ronald Reagan, you could have, green cards not only for people who aren't in the United States, but for people who are in the United States, who came in, under the radar, so to speak. And so, and with a low birth rate, I really think the blank is going to hit the fan. They're going to need more workers. They're going to need more legal workers. The economy, the what's it called? The deficit. You want to improve the deficit? How about have 10 million more people paying taxes?
I agree.
What would that do for our debt? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, but I imagine 10 million people paying taxes might be helpful.
You're preaching to the choir, David. I love the enthusiasm.
So I really think, look, in the end, unless someone really, like I say, it would take a real bad person to screw things up. Business is business. There's trillions of dollars at stake. The economy has to continue rolling in America.
Amen. So with that, I want you to start your stretching and your warm-up, and I will see you on the tennis court shortly.
I hope I wasn't too verbose, folks, but I'm very optimistic.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah.
We're too big. We're too big to fail.
That's right. Awesome. All right, David. As always, what a great pleasure and honor to share the screen with you.
You too, Johnny.
And
Mr. John.
I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.